Hello, Paisley. Hello, Scotland. Hello, Germany. Austin, my hometown. I'd like to welcome you all. Henry David Thoreau, by the time when he died at 44 years old, he had written over 20 volumes. And he had 10 different areas of interest, including poetry, economics. He was a lecturer. And he had the following quote. He said, "It is not enough to be busy. Answer busy. It's what are we busy about?" And so obviously there's no doubt that life moves very fast. And in this organization, especially fast. So here at Life Technologies, stress and pace were the number one issues in your feedback to management. I've also heard that as we've traveled around the globe on your behalf and visited with people as we've delivered coaching and programs over the last 4 years. Your concerns about keeping up, about managing the stress, and about being scalable in your organizations to ensure that your life and your concerns and your passions are expressed and nurtured. These are real concerns, and the ability for you to have them is very real as well. Within this company's keen leadership, and it's some of the best leadership I've seen, and we get to go to a lot of companies around the globe, so you are very lucky to be here at Life Technologies. And with your talent, Life Technologies will continue to grow and expand, and the pace is not going to change. I've spent a little bit of time with Greg. I can pretty much count on that. So given that the pace is going to be around, it's our job to figure out how best we can manage the stress and continue to expand our personal lives as well. So I'm here today to help you create a better work experience and a better life by giving you a different way of thinking. And I particularly want to challenge the phrase work-life balance. And I want to share with you some tips on how to ensure that your life is enhanced throughout it all. It's easy in the business, in the busyness of how we go about life, to feel a little bit lost, to feel a little bit out of balance. And most of us have different moments of extremes in how we're doing in each of those moments. Sometimes we're really exhilarated, and sometimes we feel like we're failing or flailing. When we aren't doing well with our load of all the things that we have and the commitments that we've made, we may tend to respond or react. The event that stresses us can be sometimes large or sometimes small. Our reaction can be small or large. And you may remember times that you've had this, or you may remember times when other people around you have had this, that you feel like their reaction to something was in disproportion to what actually happened. And I'm reminded of a pond analogy. And if you think of a calm pond, and if you toss a pebble into the pond, it has a slight ripple and then goes back to calm. And if you toss a boulder in that pond, it would make a big wave, it would eventually calm and go back to a still pond. However, if you take that analogy and apply it onto our heads that are so full, our ponds can be fairly choppy. So in some cases, we see somebody toss a pebble into our pond, or let's not make it so personal, into somebody we know's pond. And the challenge is that this pebble causes this reaction that's way out of proportion. And then we see boulders get tossed into people's world, and you wonder why they're not reacting, because what's called for is a strong reaction. So as you look at this current slide, so my question is, how are you balancing your load? Because we all have a lot. And so it's a matter of how you balance it. This is actually a donkey that carries mail that got a little overloaded, maybe similar to those email boxes that you carry, right? So maybe your reaction is a cognitive one. Maybe it's an emotional one. Or maybe it's a behavioral one. So as you look at this slide, maybe you notice what would be your trigger, or what are your triggers? And make a mental note of that. Now think about your significant other, that one person that you have the most allegiance. Maybe it's a husband or wife, maybe it's a significant